All right, Shalom. For the phone, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hawah, Kap, Kodash, Bakathum. Double honor to your apostle there, the great millstone, and to all I can across the globe. Pushing the word truth and sincerity, I want to say Shalom. All right, it's basically going to the recent events over the last week here, last week or two, here in Chicago. That's really what I could speak on about what goes on here because I live here. And, these riots, man, are just a precursor to a step closer to martial law. All right, and if you've been paying attention to the news, that the National Guard has been deployed to many cities, man, across the United States. All right, to so-called bring forth some order out of this chaos. All right, but it's all stemming from the death of George Floyd, I believe. All right, his name George Floyd from Minneapolis, who was murdered by Minneapolis police. Okay, and now the protests are, for the most part, peaceful, but you have looters and you have people out here who are just out here to be opportunistic. They're using this protest as a way to commit crimes, which, we don't condone anybody going out there destroying property. All right, we're going to wait on the how about Shemiah Shai. But the gist of it is that our people are fed up. Okay? So I'm going to get a couple of precepts and Lord willing, the lessons edifying. It's Habakkuk 101. The burden of Habakkuk, the prophet did see. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Why did thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that rise up strife and contention. All right, so that's what our people are saying, man. All right, personally, Habakkuk is saying the same thing. All right, and I mean, the Lord, we know these things are our prophecy jumping from the Lord, but at the same time, man, we're crying out, man. Right, but we're crying out to Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. All right, we're not crying out to Grandmaster Jay. All right, we're not crying out to Jay-Z. All right, we're not crying out to Louis Farrakhan. We're crying out to the Lord, our Savior, Yahweh Shemiah Shai, man. All right, of violence, okay? Having that officer sit on that man's neck for 7.5 minutes until he died, okay? And countless others who've been murdered at the hands of police, man. All right? And people think that going out there and protesting and rioting and looting is going to bring forth change. Okay? But this is not the will of the Lord for you to run to them for help. All right? He wants us to go unto him. All right? To cleave unto him during these times. Right, this is Jacob's trouble. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. I'll use this. Pardon my slowness because it's I'm using a keyboard computer. Slack it. It's there you go, one right here. I'm gonna use this, but I'm gonna get the other one too. It says this is Isaiah 26:16. It said, Yahweh, in trouble have they visited thee. They poured out a prayer when our chastening was upon them, man. And right, man. So now you seeing all these deaths of Arbery, forget the last name, in Atlanta. Okay. Where he was shot and gunned down and murdered in the street. Aubrey Harris, I believe. All right, maybe not. George Floyd, okay. All right, we got all these people who've been shot down and gunned down by the police, and what happens? They riot or they protest afterwards, man. All right, but you only cry out for change, all right, when the Lord starts jacking you up, man. although it's painful to watch, hey, that was judgment of Yahweh Shemi Awashai, man. Says, Yahweh, in trouble have they visited thee. They poured out a prayer when our chastisement was upon them. And I just got through watching the brother of George Floyd leading a prayer vigil before he started to speak. All right, but now you want to cry out to the Lord, all right, with things happening to you. All right, but where's the marching and where's the protest when you have a 32 shot, 16 killed, all right, over the weekend in Chicago in some cases, man. I'm not; those are not exact numbers, but Chicago's a very violent city, man. All right, where's the outrage and where's the marching you guys were doing then, man? All right. It says, Jeremiah 30:7, alas, for the day is great. So that, matter of fact, let's go to the whole thing. It says, this is Jeremiah 30 and 4. These are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Right, man? You guys are hearing the voice of trembling and fear and not of peace, right? Now you're starting to realize that the powers that be, starting with Esau and Edom, he had to be the head of the nations, all right, of the wicked nations, all right, instituting this martial law, curfews, all right. You're gonna have to take these certain that V word to go back to work, all right. Of fear, not of peace. Why, man? Because our city is in unrest right now. Okay, all right. The scripture say when he shall peace and when he shall say peace, then sudden destruction, man. All right, and it's fear, man. You got the south side of Chicago and the west side, man. Probably the two worst areas in all of America, man. All right, constant violence. All right, constant despair. All right. Verse 6 is, ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness, man. All right, and now paleness is, let's go ahead and wear paleness. I don't want to be presumptuous. All right. It says paleness. It says mildew, paleness, lividness, mildew, rust, paleness, yellowness, paleness. Right. It says a person's paleness of face, the lurid greenish color, the countenance of men when smitten with great terror. All right. So hey, people are smitten with great terror right now. They have no idea what lies ahead, man. Okay. All right, and what lies ahead? What is more death, more destruction? All right. Ultimately, the detention. All right, FEMA camps, market of beasts, and World War III. Jeremiah 30:7, it says, alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, man. All right, this is Jacob's trouble, man. That's why we don't condone no one, and especially if you're in the truth, you have no business out there in the streets, rioting, looting, taking pictures, all right, because you're part of the problem, man. Here you are, our people out here protesting, right? All right, and then you get out there and expect the police to treat you like you're innocent bystander, man. When things get rowdy, guess what? Are they going to differentiate between a peaceful protester and somebody throwing rocks at the Foot Locker, man? Okay, so you guys out there who are protesting and getting hurt and injured, man, hey, you had no business out there anyway, man. All right, you've been doing the same thing for hundreds and hundreds of years, marching, protesting, going to your enemy. Matter of fact, nation that cannot save, right? Salaki. Lamentations 4 and 17, as for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us, man. All right, that's why you guys are out here getting punched and getting shot with rubber bullets and paintballs and tear gas. All right, because you're asking for the nation who put you in this situation to get you out of it, man. Okay, and you're looking for your captive to save you, man. When it says we're supposed to be crying out to Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. All right, it said for our vain eyes, for us, our eyes have yet failed for our vain help. Hey, what scripture come to mind? It said the war to go down to Egypt, right? It said Isaiah 31:1. It said, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh, man. All right, so woe to you going down there protesting. All right, now woe means destruction, man. So woe to you go out there protesting, asking for amendments and changing the laws, when the people who made the laws consider you 3/5 of a man. All right, they consider you as goyim, cattle, man. They consider you as stock. That's why you got the stock market, man. All right, you're going to Egypt for help. All right, because you figure they got the power, they got the laws, they can create and change things, man. All right, but the scriptures say otherwise, man. Grievance with a pen. All right, I'm gonna get to the precepts some more. This is totally the spirit. This is nothing what I had written down. Let me see. I think it's a mic. I'm pretty sure it's a mic, but I want to see if, because you people deserve everything that you're getting, man. It's all the judgment and chastisement of Yahweh Shemi Shai, man. Let me see, this works right here. Let me see. I thought, let me use another word. Prescribed, I think. Let me see. You okay, daughter? Right, it's Isaiah 10:1. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and their right grievousness which they have prescribed, man. All right, so these people that you're looking for to help, all right, the police, your mayors, your governors, the president of the United States, hey, they're not going to help you, man. Why? Because their decrees are unrighteous, man. All right, anybody who videotapes a man, all right, with his hand on the neck of another man till he killed him, and gotta wonder if it was murder or not, hey, that's grievous, man. That's an unrighteous decree. All right, an unrighteous decree is having to pay for license and child support. Okay. All right. Look at some of these words. Let's write look at the word decree. All right, it says unrighteous decrees, right? So you know let's look at the word unrighteous means. Unrighteous. Trouble, wickedness, sorrow, idolatry, trouble of iniquity, man. All right, so unrighteousness is trouble, man. It's sorrow. All right? And what's the sorrow, man? Is that we're sitting here getting murdered. All right, our children are getting vaccinated. Okay? All right, our neighborhoods are in shambles. There's trouble on every side, man. Okay? That's what unrighteous means, right? Let's go on to another one. All right, decree. All right? Let's go into the word decree. It says decree, resolve, statute, action prescribed, man. So that's your those are your laws and your amendments, man. All right. Those are the and this, what makes America Babylon is that every state has their own decrees, have their own statutes, have their own actions prescribed for such events, man. All right. All right. In one state you ain't got to wear a seatbelt. In another state you got to wear a seatbelt. In one state you can have an open carry. In another state you got to have your you go across straight lines. You got to have your gun in your magazine in different locations, man. Okay. One state prescribes legal marijuana, another state doesn't, man. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna go a step further. All right, the laws on marriage, in some cases, are younger in other states, man. All right. So decrees is a statute or action prescribed, man. All right. Let's look up to another word. Grievousness, right? So don't forget, righteous decrees is trouble and sorrow, right? Decrees is an action prescribed, a statute, right? And this is the Hebrew word, which means grievous, right? Which is toil, trouble, labor, trouble, mischief, man. All right, so they're writing mischief in their laws, man. All right, they're writing trouble in their laws for what? For you. All right, for Israel, man. All right, it just said, woe to them. This is not your arrest. All right. This is not your arrest. This is not your let's see. Micah 2:10 is arise and ye. It says arise ye and depart. For this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Shall destroy you even with a sword destruction, man. All right. So this sword destruction that's coming, man, it's gonna be at the hands of Esau Edomites, man. All right. It says depart, for this is not your rest. Why? Because it's full of unrighteous decrees, trouble, sorrow. All right, wickedness, travail, idolatry. All right. So that's why these things are not going to benefit us, man, because this is not our rest. All right. What's this? Come and get this. This is Sirach 22 and 24. As the vapor and smoke of a furnace goeth before the fire, so reveling before blood. Okay. All right. So you see, you know they said that old saying, you smoke with fire. All right. So as the vapor and smoke of a furnace goeth before the fire, so reveling before blood. Let's go to that word reveling. I looked it up before. I want to get it again. Reveling. Let's see. It says, come from the word revile, which means to criticize in an abusive or angrily insulting manner. Yeah, another one that talked about, I'm going to get some of the synonyms. It says to criticize, to censor, to condemn, to rail against, all right, to stigmatize, to denounce, to defame, to malign. All right. All right. So, what's reveling? Them going out there in the streets. All right. Them going out there in the streets. All right. I'm protesting against the injustice, man. All right. So what comes next is gonna be bloodshed, man. Okay. Because what's going on now is this. says Jeremiah 5:6, it says, wherefore a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. A leopard shall watch over the cities. Every one that goeth out then shall be torn in pieces, because the transgressions are many, the backsliders are increased. And you're seeing that, man. All right? You're going to try to go into the street, and what are you seeing now? You're seeing martial law, man. All right? And I came to the south suburbs for a couple of days, right? About 20 miles, well, maybe not that far, about 10 miles south of the city. All right? Probably a peaceful neighborhood. And they was riding down the street, man. What did they do? They called in all the police, man. And in the 2 towns over or down, they got the National Guard out there, man. So those are the leopards watching over the cities, man. All right? And in Sacramento, they showed the police marching down the street, telling people to get in the house. If you didn't, they were shooting you with paintballs, man. All right? So that's it says everyone that go out thence shall be torn in pieces, man. It's going to be a time where you can't come out your house, man. If you do, hey, it's going to be at your own risk, man. You know, I had some more precepts, man. That's really what the Lord gave me. Basically, that's it. You know, I want to say, call all. You have about me on Shai, double honor to the apostle of the elder great millstone. Till next time, Shalom.